All right, so Scorpio, first and foremost, I did want to go ahead and pray for your peace, protection, and prosperity, not only in your current season, but also in your future seasons to come. I hope this is an energy that you can cultivate within your private place for days upon days upon days. Okay. So I did go ahead and do a quick little spread to pick up on some energy from the divine to relate a message to you, Scorpio. And we do have a lot to go over. So be patient with me, okay? All right, so Scorpio, you have definitely been putting in some work as far as developing yourself as a person, developing your character, developing, different skill sets that you may be getting ready to tap into as far as using as a source of income, right? You've developed yourself in some of your skill sets and some of your talents to where you are actually going to be able to use that to bring in a sort of income, right? The divine is wanting you to, be careful as you are moving out of your current state of being and into a new state of being so that you don't have any of the traps that prevented you from moving forward in the past. All right. So you could have had some sort of mentality, a mental set of thoughts, a mental way of thinking. Maybe this was something that was given to you from others. Maybe this was little seeds of doubt that was planted in you from others. But the divine is really wanting you to watch out for anything that goes on in your mind that tries to paralyze you mentally to make you feel like that something is not meant for you that you feel like you deserve, or someone is not meant for you that you feel like you deserve, or somewhere is, it could be anything, Scorpio, to just not really get stuck in this mindset, right? Of feeling like you're trapped and you don't know the answers, because you do know the answers. You just have to be willing to surrender whatever it is that you're looking for an answer to the most high, and then they will give it to you exactly when you need it. All right, so apart from that, Scorpio, I see you leaving some situations behind. I do see a relationship ending, and then in the future you actually finding something that is going to be satisfying to you, and it's going to feel like a reward, right? So, as far as what you're leaving behind someone who didn't really care about how their decisions or actions affected you or the people around you, right? This person presented themselves in a manner of being like a protector, someone who goes out and gets it, but they didn't do it in a way that was morally sustainable for you, right? It may have been morally sustainable for them, but for you, it wasn't what you were looking for. Because of that, Scorpio, you didn't really, recognize this person for their efforts that they put in. So they had a lot of pride that they had to deal with. Not only that, Scorpio, but it was as if you were putting in a lot of the work into the relationship and into the connection, which left you burnt out, right? And so within the home, there wasn't any true sense of stability. You guys may have looked like you were doing good to other people, but there was a lot of insecurities and disappointments that were lingering within the connection. All right. So it's giving that eventually the two of you both became very cold hearted and bitter towards each other when it came to the way that you would communicate. There was absolutely a loss of emotional connection within this relationship. There was a loss of a spiritual connection within this relationship. There was also a lot of backstabbing that was going on. It looks like it could have been between the both of you, right? Scorpio, you decided to do something different, right? You decided to step into a newfound freedom and to break the chains of delusions that you were in this relationship. So, Scorpio, I'm getting that you could have been in an energy of thinking, right? In this Eight of Swords, thinking that you had to have someone in order to help you to move forward in life, right? The divine is wanting you to know, right? So, Scorpio, the divine is really wanting you to tap into your memory bank, right? And really look at yourself and all of the things that you've done thus far, all of the things that you've accepted from other people thus far that, left you feeling like, oh, I was betrayed or I was deceived or I was attacked, right? All of that tension that went on in this relationship that you're leaving, the divine really wants you to take a look at that, see what it is that you can do to heal yourself so that you don't repeat these same patterns again, right? Because it may resurface in a new partner or a new connection or through somebody else, right? But if you can identify what it was that made you feel like you had to accept the bare minimum from this relationship that you were in or that you experienced, right? If you can understand why you accepted that, then that would help you to move forward in your future seasons, right? So there's no way that there should be two people in a relationship and then there's one person that's doing all of the work, right? What ways were you not willing to delegate, or what ways were you not willing to come forward and speak to this person about, what it is that you needed in order to, feel balanced in the relationship? And if you did go and talk to this person, at what point did you realize that they weren't going to change and that you just needed to go ahead and move on with yourself in your life? Like, really pay attention to the details and the patterns that has caused you to have to go through certain things in your life, Scorpio. All right, so you've climbed through some tough moments and some tough times, Scorpio, and I feel like you are really getting ready to just really experience a sense of unconditional love, a sense of, self love. I feel like you're going to be pouring into yourself, Scorpio. And because of that, because you're going to be pouring into yourself, you're not going to allow just any and everybody to come towards you. They're going to have the same level of love and respect and care for themselves as you have for yourself right now. And then that's going to put you guys both in this energy of being just playful and happy together. And yeah, that's going to leave your person, right? The person or the connections that you're leaving is going to, cause them to wish that, they would have done you better, right? So they're going to be looking at, the relationship is over, it's done, right? They're going to be looking at pictures, reminiscing, um, almost as if they don't believe that it's over between you guys, but it's absolutely over. And I'm getting that the divine is going to be moving in your favor a lot, Scorpio. So whatever it is that you're wanting, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to be, wherever it is that you want to go, like, I'm feeling like the divine is going to give you yeses all across the board, right? So it's just for you to learn the lessons, right? To learn the lessons, not repeat the lessons as you move forward into your new seasons. Let's go ahead and go through some of these cards really quick, Scorpio, so I can show you where I was getting this message from. So the first card that popped out was the Eight of Swords, which is the divine wanting you to avoid any type of mental traps, right? Don't let anybody set a mental trap for you, and you don't set any mental traps for yourself. If you're thinking about something and it does not serve you, right? If it's hurting you, if it's taking from you, if it's making you feel sad or fearful, then that is a thought or a thought pattern that does not serve you. And you have to find a way to flip that thought pattern into something that would be more positive. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is, what it's concerning. You have to do the mental flipping in your mind in order to keep the chains of discomfort away from you. Okay, all right. And then we got the Knight of Wands in reverse, and this is giving me the energy, of someone who was in your life that was reckless, someone who didn't care. Not only did we get the Knight of Wands in reverse, but we also got the Knight of Swords. All right, so with the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands in reverse, that that gave me the energy of the type of connection or the person that you were dealing with. Okay. Not only were they just reckless and in it for whatever they could gain, but they were very emotionally immature, right? They didn't have a great sense of emotional stability or emotional awareness when it came to you specifically, Scorpio. They didn't really care about what you were going through emotionally, and they just wanted to satisfy their own needs. Meanwhile, Scorpio, you've just been, in the connection, out of the connection, constantly working on yourself, constantly working on the things that you want to do, working on becoming who you want to become. And a lot of this times it is some work that needs to be done on the inside as well as the outside of us. So, Scorpio, maybe you were so busy working on the outside, thinking that, okay, I can outwork what's going on mentally, right? When both, you know, essentially what you do mentally and what you do physically has to coexist on the same spectrum, right? So you have to believe in what you're doing is good and also think that what you're doing is good. You can't be out here trying to outwork your fears, outwork your struggles, outwork a mindset that is, a lacking mindset, right? So, because of the relationship that you were in with this person, it left you feeling unstable. It left you feeling like home wasn't a home. It left you feeling like what you guys were building was not worth all of the emotional, spiritual, physical burnout that you were, going through, right? You started to realize, like, oh my God, this is not worth it, right? This relationship is not worth it. It's not pouring anything into me. Yet this person wants me to give them a sense of, victory for the struggle. It's like they wanted you to to give them words of affirmations for things that they weren't even really capable of doing. And so in the long run, it did leave both of you guys drained, right? They were drained because you stopped giving as much as you were. And then the communication got bad between you guys, and the communication was cut between you guys. I mean, the communication was petty between you guys. On the bottom of the deck, we did go ahead and get the lovers in reverse. It's just, the divine saying that wasn't your person, right? That wasn't the connection of, you know, it wasn't the connection that you need to continue, right? Of course, you learned a lot through it all, Scorpio, but that was just a lesson, right? You need to take those lessons and move forward, right? So, of course, backstabbing on the bottom of the deck of this one. And it's just showing like you went through a lot of heartbreak, you went through a lot of pain, the separation and the loss, the deception and the lies, all of it was very shocking to you, right? Like maybe you had intentions on wanting to, build with this person, but it just did not work out the way that it should have. But also we got paradise and love. So I see this in your future, Scorpio. You are going to be loved unconditionally, and you are going to be living a life that is literally nothing like what you've experienced in your past connections. And while you're doing that, the relationship is ended, right? It's over, it's done. And then any parts of the connections from the past, they'll just have to reminisce on the times that you've shared through like pictures and memories and whatever information that they have for you. Sorry, my nose is itching. All right. So I see, Scorpio, you having the potential to really create a sense of karma for you that you desire and that you want. And of course, that's, love and happiness and abundance. I do see that you also broke the chains, right? So after this connection, there's literally no one that could come in and treat you the same way that this person treated you. You may have to be aware of your own delusions, and then also your person may be delusional about, so even your person may the person that you're leaving or the connections that you're leaving, they may be suffering from some delusions and only wanting to see, the story from their side. But, there's your side, there's their side, and then there's the truth. All right. So, again, divine is just wanting you to pay attention to any patterns that has allowed you to, you know, tolerate certain people, certain behaviors, certain things that they may say or do to you, Scorpio, so that you can nip it right in the butt as it's happening, so that you can heal and break through any cycles that you need to break through. All right. So yeah, it has been relatively tough for you, Scorpio, but I see light at the end of the tunnel for you. So keep on going. And that is pretty much all I got for you today, Scorpio. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then I will see you in the next one.